What is the difference between elemental diet and SIBO diet for small intestinal bacterial overgrowth treatment? First, in this video, I will explain the difference between the two dietary options for SIBO treatment, and then at the end of this video, I will tell you which one of these dietary options I think that you should choose. The elemental diet and the SIBO diet are two distinct dietary approaches used in the treatment of small intestinal bacterial overgrowth called SIBO. And they differ significantly in how they are composed and as well as how they are applied. So let's start with the elemental diet. First off, the composition. The elemental diet is a liquid-based dietary therapy that provides easily digestible pre-digested nutrients in a form of amino acids, simple sugars, vitamins, and minerals. It is highly absorbable and contains no whole foods or complex carbohydrates. So next is bacterial starvation. The primary objective of the elemental diet is to starve the overgrown bacteria by offering nutrients that are rapidly absorbed in the upper digestive tract, which prevents bacterial fermentation. Next is the duration of the treatment. It is typically recommended as a short-term and intensive therapy lasting for only 2 to 4 weeks, aimed at rapidly reducing bacterial overgrowth and improving severe SIBO symptoms. And then there is the medical supervision. The elemental diet is typically monitored under medical supervision, often when SIBO is severe or unresponsive to other treatments. And then the challenges. It can be challenging to stick to due to its liquid-only nature and lack of solid foods. And many individuals find it difficult to maintain for extended periods of time. And now let's discuss the SIBO diet. The composition. The SIBO diet is a more varied dietary approach that involves restricting specific type of carbohydrates, so-called FODMAPs. It allows for whole foods, but limits or eliminates high FODMAP foods, such as certain fruits, vegetables, grains, dairy products, and legumes. And also eliminates starches and most sugars, as starches and sugars feed the wrong imbalanced bacteria. And then there is the bacterial starvation. Similar to the elemental diet, the SIBO diet aims to reduce bacterial overgrowth by limiting the availability of the fermentable carbohydrates, which limits the substrate for bacterial fermentation. So next up is the duration of the treatment. The duration of the treatment can vary widely depending on individual needs and the severity of SIBO. It may be recommended for several weeks to several months. Typically, the treatment is divided into 2 separate parts, where the first part is highly restricted, and the second part where the slow reintroduction of foods takes place. And the last one is the accessibility. The SIBO diet is much more accessible and easier for most people to follow compared to the elemental diet, because it allows for a broader range of foods and can be tailored to individual preferences. So, to sum up, the elemental diet is a short-term, intensive liquid-based therapy that aims to rapidly starve overgrown bacteria, while the SIBO diet is a more varied approach and limits fermentable carbohydrates and can be followed for a more extended period of time. The choice between these 2 approaches depends on the severity of SIBO, individual preferences, and guidance from healthcare professionals. And now to the part where I tell you which one to choose. So even though the elemental diet has a bit more proven treatment effect on small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, speaking from own experience from my own clients in my own practice, the SIBO diet is statistically more preferable choice for one reason only. And that is that the most people find it hard to be on a liquid diet for a longer period of time, whereas the restricted carbohydrate diet is much more easier to stick to. So there you have it. If you have any SIBO questions, you can put it in the comment below and I will answer you. And remember to subscribe if you are interested in more content like this.